called me out upon the water, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep. My faith will stand, and I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine. Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. Come on, sing it like you believe it. Where feet may fail and fear surround. Come on, you've never failed, and you won't start now. So we come, so I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul rests in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine. And you are mine, and you are Would you this would we follow? We go where you go. Have your way, seal it in our hearts. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be in the presence. Oh, Spirit, lead us. Spirit, lead.
Hey, morning, everyone. Hey, morning. It seems like it's a quiet morning this morning. Morning. You guys who just got here, the intro. Morning. Intro. It's so good. I don't know if the music cut in on it, but that's fine, whatever. Hey, if you're like me today, it's slow morning. I actually looked at the clock about 12 minutes ago. Was like, I'm not even close to being ready. That's not the point of this, though. It's too early in the morning for this. I agree, but yet it's so good. It's never too early. Hey, morning, guys. I like these episodes. These ones are kind of awesome. Here's why. As you're waking up, first of all, good morning. If I haven't said it enough. But also just the space of resetting and going, okay, what's the platform of my day? This is like the grounding point for our day, and then we go from there. So whatever it might be, it'd be interesting to hear about your day yesterday. What was it like other than good? You can't use the word good, nice, or talk about the weather. And go. One of the live chat right now, it's too early. Yeah, you know what, as a fellow non-morning person, I'm still surprised that we're here, but it's fantastical. Okay, you have to describe you have to describe your day in more than one word, because rules and stuff. Here was my day. I actually went for the largest, okay, and if you're one of the recorded listeners, you may not know this, but I went for a massive walk yesterday, which is huge because I have an Achilles injury and all that stuff. My foot feels like somebody took a hammer to it and smashed it all to bits, and then it's like, oh, just kidding, and now walk. So it's super awesome. Slow is a day. Yeah. Okay. We've got our resident mover on today. In 2 hours, packing, moving tomorrow. Dude, pack. Get it up. Okay, wait. Let's help out a brother on this one. You're moving. Hello, welcome to Breathe, the moving channel. Today we're going to talk about the importance of moving. Here's the only thing you need to know. Where's your computer? How fast can you get it set up? Is the internet on at your house, at your new place? If it's not, get it. Because really there's strategies, and I've moved a couple times, but there's a few strategies that you need to know. First off, if you have computer at the old house but not at the new house, stay at the old house as long as possible. Leave your computer. It's the last thing to leave the house. This is terrible. But if you have really good internet at the new house, it's important that the only thing that gets set up first is your computer and is all your stuff that you need to make that happen. Moving tips from Sean. I'm catching up to the chat now. Oh my goodness. 2 of you went out and danced in the rain when it was absolutely pouring. That's awesome. I bet it was beautiful. We were kind of looking at it here too. Can't even pack today. Okay, well then you got to develop your strategies today. Your strategies are everything else can get packed into whatever, it doesn't matter. But your computer and anything else that kind of gaming, etc., needs to be unpacked first. And it just depends on internet. Hang out with friends actually felt normal. That's so cool. Yeah, you know what, guys? We're finding it's more and more normal to actually be hanging out with friends and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, we live in a region too where there's 0 COVID numbers, which I don't want to advise anything, because still obviously safety. But it's kind of becoming more normal to see people, and you're like, hi, I am human too. That's awesome. Hey, it was intense. I sat in a tree while it was raining. That's cool. I like these tips. They are smart. They are smart tips. It's true. You can be like, I'm already packed. Sweet, man. That's awesome. So, okay, wait. For our live chat, which seems to be booming right now, we've got one of our number is moving tomorrow, which is awesome. So, again, make sure your internet's working. Speaking as an internet addict, maybe for me. Hey, guys, today, I'm not sure where you're at today, but it looks like morning Smithers. Yeah, buddy. Bye, has fun. This is good stuff. I'm surprised, guys. There's a lot of people on the chat this morning. Again, if you're watching the recorded, you got to be part of this live because it's so much better. It's like it's the way to go. It's kind of like we're all gathered at the waterfall or at the beach or whatever scene that I've got going on right now, and I'm actually going to be adding to those scenes here too. But the plug it in, it doesn't work. Oh, you have Telus guys coming on Saturday. So you have an entire day to unpack. And then the internet comes on Saturday. So okay, here's your next strategy. Next strategy in this moving channel. Watch as we go #1 on YouTube for moving channel. Right alongside U-Haul, not a sponsor. The next strategy that you have, if your internet is coming a day later, unpack everything so your studio is set up. And so when the internet goes in, it's like air rushes back into your lungs. That's terrible. That's a terrible analogy. And a big crow just flew over my window and it was kind of terrifying. Oh, so very good. Yeah, it is an adventure. Moving is kind of fun because it's just like new stuff, new things, new setup, new everything. It's sort of sweet too. Guys, today might be a good day for this. So I don't know about you guys, but the days have been running together forever. And there's a new normal that's sort of coming where people are visiting and doing all that kind of stuff. And we're going into summer, and who knows what this summer is going to look like. That's not the point. The thing that I realized, and again, this is a call for me. For me, breathe has become such an important part of my day, and I mean it like this. It's a reminder of what life could be. Or life should be? No, should be sounds too prescriptive. It's just a reminder to actually breathe. Now, that seems kind of funny because we're all breathing, or else you're dead. But the actual breathing, the actual act of breathing, of going like, what is the point of my life? What is the purpose of my life? What is all the deep questions that I don't particularly, I always like getting into, even if I'm not a morning person. Real question, hang on. Oh, this is good. I'm not going to answer that one right now, but I would love to actually tackle that one. I love that question. Plexity is a super good question. We should really talk about that one. I don't know if that one's a public question or a private question. And by that I mean this: if somebody reads this out of context, then it's like, well, what's that guy saying? Why is he so mad at us? You know what I mean? It is a really good question though. But I think we should we're not going to do that one today, but yes. Here's the big deal. I hope you guys have good connections today. I hope you can visit with friends, because I find when you're visiting with friends, so certain things come back into perspective. We get out of our heads. I don't know where you guys, actually be fun to see how many extroverts are out there. How many extroverts in the live chat? How many introverts? By that I mean this: extrovert, you draw your energy from people. So this whole quarantine thing has been really difficult for you. Introvert, you draw your energy from being away from people, and then you recharge and you can go back into people. Okay, I am a balance. I used to be an extreme extrovert. I would say I'm pretty middle of the road now, both introvert and extrovert. I can draw energy from either or, and it's kind of a space, but I'm also I can be a very unhealthy introvert. And by that I mean this: if I'm out alone for too long, I start to spin in my own head, and it gets unhealthy at a certain point. And so I actually look for people to pull me out of that, like people who I trust. I say, like, you need to find me, pull me out, and kind of extrovert-ish. I'm an extroverted introvert. Oh, that's interesting. Just the duck. I'm an extrovert, but I'm also an introvert. Yeah, so we've got a lot of blend. This is why we get along. Let's just stay right here, guys. When everything goes back to normal, let's just stay right here. Okay? When I'm around people, I'm super extroverted, but when I'm by myself, I'm super introverted. Yeah, well, unhealthy balance of both, or maybe just the fact that you like, yeah, are very intentional with that. I think that's kind of cool. Here's what I like about Thursday's episode. So it's breathe out and I mean, if we have a better name for it, come up with a better name. But I like breathe out right now. I find that throughout the year, no matter if it's a weird year like this year, or if it's just any other type of year, I find that by May, June, I'm either looking just ahead into the future, summer, or I'm so fried by the year that I'm just kind of existing. This is the time where I just exist. And I do that for a certain amount of time. But there's a certain health to that, but there's a certain unhealth to that. I would say these days, I love being tuned into where, and I'm going to be, just hear me out on this. I love being tuned into where I feel like God is calling me to. So here's where I will frequently go, and that's where breathe out comes in. I will frequently go to places where I can see things like empathy, things like, this is not like I watch Grey's Anatomy. I haven't in a little while, but like I don't watch shows to be emotionally sad or happy or anything like that. But I watch things for meaningfulness. That connects me back to the perspective that I have for my life, the vision that I have for my life, the where I feel God is calling me to. Does that make sense? Did I hear Charlie Pepper whine? You sure did. Charlie's at the door, man. It's she's a funny one. And I've actually got the window open, so you'll probably hear my neighbors. There's a little kid driving by. And I have that open for a reason, because otherwise it feels like a studio quiet in here. Let me catch up to the chat. Extroverted mostly. Yeah, you are. Introverted in the spiritual moments when I'm quiet. Super awesome. If I got to go to school, I'm totally fine with being with people. And if I have to stay at home, I'm totally fine with being me. I think that's cool, though. I think it's super cool. Bring Charlie in. I can't. She's insane. We call her Gremlin mode. She's super sweet. And okay, side note on Charlie. Charlie's our puppy. It's Charlie with an I. That's terrifying. And Charlie is, sorry guys, I'm watching the chat right now and it's just like breaking me up. Where was he going with that? Oh yeah, Charlie is we found out because we've taken Charlie out with other puppos, and Charlie likes to play kissy face all the time. And there's certain dogs who are like, go away, like you're so annoying. But then Charlie just thinks it's so much fun that she's just thrilled to be around anyone. So she's super social. Yeah. So, but there are moments in the day, this half hour being a moment where she loves to be gremlin mode, which is like anything that's on the floor is fair game because she's a puppo. And then she'll, take it and bury it or whatever. Can I be trusted? Okay, here's a really good question. Can I be trusted with other living things after the nitrogen bombing accident of 2019? Nope. That's it. That's an easy, deep question. Nope. I haven't touched just the deck. When I do anything with the avocado trees, I will reach out to you first. You tell me what to do. Okay? Because safety third. I mean, none of them has died yet. Yeah, because I put them in again, what we're referencing right now, guys, for those of you on the recorded, is I am really good with plants. And by that, I mean really good at looking at plants, but not good at taking care of them and making sure they're alive. So when I fertilize something, I think it's really good to like power fertilize, like steroid fertilize. And I kind of knew it, but you never know how much to put in. I'm sure there's something in the direction somewhere, but I have no time for that. So I usually put too much in and kill the plant. Bring her in anyway. She's gone. I just heard her in the back door. Yeah, I made freshwater, a big fish aquarium. Smelled really good the one day because it was freshwater. And then I bombed it with so much, I don't know, fertilizer stuff that it smelled like probably the worst, like a dead cow in the middle of the field that's been there for 4 weeks. And all the ravens have just left it around alone because they're like, that's disgusting. Oh dear. How do we get on this? Hey, let me go back to this. Guys, so here's the real thought. I'm not even gonna look at the chat. I'm not looking at it. I'd love to be able to actually, the better name for this would be grounded. You're grounded. There's opportunity before. Several years ago, I had this opportunity. I would travel once to a place that I call very dear, and the place that I call home, and I feel very comfortable there. I feel very comfortable there today. It happens to be down in the States, and for our American viewers, love the States. Having a real issue right now with a lot of things, but the space that I would go down to just reminded me of who God was. So it kept me really grounded, especially with all the small things that we deal with. Wow, the chat is just flying. Poor cow. Oh, that's awesome. So good. I'll check that out. Okay, let me play this for you guys. And as we do, here's the deal. It's all about grounding ourselves. What matters? Today, if I were to ask you what matters, is there something that... Because I think we get caught up by 10 o'clock today. We get caught up in the things that potentially don't matter. So what has captured your attention these last few days? What has driven your driven your soul? And by that, I think I mean this. Sure, we're doing work, schoolwork, etc., etc., or we're looking at our screen and staring at not doing any of it. Whatever. That part doesn't matter. What do you think about when you're going to bed that night? I think for some of us, we've gotten to the place where life has become such a grind that we're actually quite content to go to sleep and mind shuts off, it's done. Okay, I'm not one of those people. I go to bed every single night and I'm thinking about something, which is why I listen to some YouTube channel that puts me to sleep. What drives you? What did you wake up and think about this morning? Aside from breathe, because I know a lot of us do that. But what was the thing that just got you going? And it could be something as simple as like moving to a new house. That's exciting. But it could be something like, where's your greatest desire, purpose, hope today? And I don't mean that in you should be thinking about this. I don't mean that at all. For me, it goes back to a certain place. And it calls everything into question. It calls everything into perspective. It locks everything into perspective for me. So let me play this for you. No more comments from me because this has been fun. Yeah, let me share this with you and then we'll kind of cruise.
My whole life I had nowhere to go. I have been in and out of homeless shelters. Growing up, we were on welfare and my mom was doing drugs. Cause I used to wake up and like see my mom doing certain stuff that she shouldn't have been doing around us. Hi, I'm here to see Alex Burnell. I was really angry at my mom, at my brothers. From 15, I was hooked on drugs, on meth. So we came to the Union Rescue Mission because my mom knew about this place. She knew this was the only place out of all downtown LA that she wanted to be in. I was 20.
So here walks in this young kid, and his brother's also a young guy too. I gave him and his brother a tour. I actually have a picture of him on the roof. I'm thinking, okay, here's a kid that totally needs guidance. And then I also see a little bit of me. I also went through this Christian Life Discipleship program, so I know to say, hey, you can do it. There's going to be tough times, but you can do it. The next day, here comes Alejandro, and he joins the program. During that time, they're, getting a lot of counseling and, just digging with the real issues of life.
I wanted to stay here. I wanted to get my life right. That's what I did.
What's up?
What's up, Al? While I was here, I met really awesome people. Rosie Perez, Alex Cornell, Aaron, Bethany. I always know I can go and talk to them. A few months after I was here, Rosie invited me to celebrate Thanksgiving with her family. I didn't have none of that growing up. And they treated me like a part of their family. They put hope in me. It hurt, but in a good way. My heart started, tingling, July 4th, I graduated the Christian Life Discipleship program. And my stay here at the University Mission, it resembles hope. Hope as in, if I can do it, anybody else can do it.
Even though Alejandro's now graduated and he's moved on to Job Corps and doing culinary school, we are still involved in his life because we feel like life transformation is beyond the mission. We've become friends, we've become like family, and you need to be there to support somebody that's a success all the way until the end, until Jesus comes back. Alejandro today, what he's gonna do is he's gonna go to Homeboy Industries, and they give free tattoo removal.
When I was younger, I really wanted tattoos. The weed plant was supposed to resemble, I'm a pot smoker for life, and nobody can tell me nothing.
All right, so we're starting here.
Yeah.
We'll start and work up. How's that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All these are a mark of my past, and I don't want to live in my past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You good on this?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm trying to have a new life. Look forward to my future.
We just feel like, God's never quit on us, and we shouldn't quit on people, especially when we told them that we would have their back. We are here to help people transform their lives, and when you get that concept, you're always going to be on the job, regardless if you're at work or not. Good relationships, community, it's necessary. You can't do it alone.
I never had the community growing up. I never really had friends to tell me, like, do the good things, All my friends told me to do the bad things. Having these relationships with Alex and Rosie, it's a blessing because, honestly, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them encouraging me and giving me that extra push.
Oh goodness. You guys mind if I'm a geek? This is totally a nerd moment. Just hear me out on this. Or don't. I'm trying to find it. You guys see the teal walls in the background? There's I can't find it. Oh man, that's the worst wall to actually look at. Okay, there's a shot in this video actually where yeah, I've been in the room. I know the people. It's like just a cool space to be. For me, it's perspective. So good. Hey, good comment. Every time I watch one of the Skid Row videos, I want to go down and help. It's pretty cool because all the guys that are mentioned too. I think Alejandro's he's now in culinary school. I'm not really sure, but I know the rest of those people who are actually at the URM, they're still there. So pretty incredible, and they're busy, especially now. We know you're a geek wearing fake glasses. You guys know me too well. Hey, good perspective. I like these days because it's just a regular day. It's just how we wake up. Do you guys mind if I pray? I don't know why I gotta be like so timid. Do you mind if I pray for us? Actually, the thing is, guys, and I'm probably gonna watch that again later today, probably actually early today, just for perspective, because for me, again, it sorts things out. Where do I spend my time today? If you ever find yourself in a space where you're just caught up in all the small things, this for me just kind of makes me go, okay, no, this is what we're doing. This is what we need to do. The end. Okay, I'll pray, because all caps prayers are out. Be inspired. Yes, I'm going to go watch a lot of them today. Yeah, absolutely. There's a few more that I've held off on, because honestly, they're not super like polished, whatever, and I love that about them. They're just very real. Here, let me give you a backstory on them. Whenever they film one of these, they're very sensitive with it, because obviously they're trying to raise money for a Union Rescue Mission. Union Rescue Mission literally needs, I think it was the last figure I heard, needs $100,000 a day to be able to function. And that sounds like a huge number, but they serve thousands every day. And in fact, any expansion they've had, so they used to have a parking lot. You can actually see it on Google Maps. Search Union Rescue Mission Los Angeles. You can see they have a back parking lot. It's gone. So you have to park. There's a very small part in the underground where you can park your car. That back parking lot was secure because obviously it's a very high crime area. They turned it into a women's shelter instead. So like built a facility, the whole thing. They have a chapel where people come in, and the chapel is so important, like so important for people to be able to hear truth. That's gone. Every night that's now turned into, I can't remember, I think it's 100 cots where people sleep. And then when the day starts, they pull up all their mattresses and all that kind of stuff. They still have a chapel room, but it is overwhelmed, especially now, but even before COVID, completely overwhelmed. So they do these videos to, yes, raise money awareness too. But when somebody gets put on the spot like Alejandro, it's really, really tough, because you're sharing people's stories, and you don't want to be like sort of outed in that way, where it's kind of like, oh man, so you're now the rock star. Like there's a big discomfort. I approached some of the guys in the videos and was like, hey, thanks for sharing your story. Thanks for the courage. And at first it was like, what do you mean? And then I went, no, this gave us courage. I know it was very vulnerable to share your story, but thank you. Oh, goodness. Great comment. I always want to go help, but I know how dangerous it would be for me, a younger woman, to go down there. Yep, it'd be very difficult. Be extremely, you would have to go with, well, let's just all go. Actually, guys, I'm not actually joking on that. When restrictions lift and it gets safer to be down there, although it'll never be safe down there, then yeah, that's actually my heart's intent, is to do that. Just the duck. Absolutely. Take and run. Do you guys mind if I pray? Anything you guys want me to pray for today? Anything that's out there in the land of the internets? Oh. Yeah, Plexity. Good comment, man. I was watching the video where this guy was building little houses with locks, etc., and just a safe place. And yeah, here's the thing, when they were building those houses, they were building them very cheap, but then where do you park them? That's the key. So all of a sudden downtown becomes filled with little tiny houses, and you've got to move them, you've got to do all that kind of stuff too. So that's why I like organizations like this. I wish people would actually support more Union Rescue Mission type stuff, because it's pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna pray, because it's good, and I love being able to pray for you guys. That's the reality, and pray for us, because that's super key. I love this conversation right now, though. Can we donate? Yep, you can through their website. Okay, here's how the donation works, because I want to be really transparent with that. If you're gonna watch, I can't remember if it's called State of the Union or State of the Address or something. Just Google search Andy Bales, Los Angeles Skid Row, and then he's got a like monthly address to exactly what's going on down there. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, there's nothing flashy about their program. Like sometimes when you donate, it's like we need we need $100,000 for this great set of lights and it's going to be awesome. None of that happens at Union Rescue Mission. It's like, here's 100,000. Let's put it into meals. So I know they had, not so recently, this is probably 6 years ago, they hired the chef. And by hired, I mean, she worked for free. She was amazing. Amazing. They hired the sous chef, I think it was sous chef, from Wolfgang and Puck, which Wolfgang and Puck is a multi-$1,000, like you're going to spend several $1,000s on a meal, or several $100s for sure on a meal. She came down and she took over the kitchen for about, I think it was about a year or two. Unbelievable. It didn't go to her salary though. She was totally volunteer. She stayed at Wolfgang and Puck, but she worked in the kitchen. And it was so funny when they were serving chicken burgers that night. The people didn't know that Wolfgang and Puck was in the house, and she was serving these incredible chicken burgers to people at Union Rescue Mission. It's pretty cool. Hey, we need to address this too. Yeah, there's some real talk going on the chat, and I think yeah, I think we need to talk about that. Can I pray for you guys, and then we'll see what we can do on the chat here, because I think that's pretty huge. Relationships are tough, man. Let me pray. God, we are thankful for Real Story. We're thankful for the perspective that we can have for what matters. We're thankful for people that matter in our life. And God, especially when we are missing people, contact with them. God, would you help us to find the spaces where we would be spoken to life again, and the people that would speak us to life again too. And so, sorry, I'm reading live chat while I'm praying. So God, I pray for life. I pray that we would be in a space where we would be in contact. Would you put the people in our lives that need to be in our lives, and would you allow us to iron sharpens iron, and to speak life into their life, and for that to be reciprocated as well. And God, would you be the God who continually woos us back, and you are the God who does this, who woos us back to the things that are very, very dear to your heart, to the things that matter. So we thank you. Would you give us a great day just to walk with you and to walk with others? We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Hey, good wisdom going on in the chat right now. This would be a good episode, actually, but let's talk about this. What happens when, oh man, I don't even know how to address this publicly. This is a tougher one. I think, again, just following along with the chat. What happens when, I'm going to use your words, someone kind of bad for me, kind of good for me. It's funny, guys. Sometimes people who are dearest to us can also cut us the deepest. But I think when you're looking at it too, I've had friendships where they weren't particularly the best situation for me. There's certain things that set me off, or just move me into a darker space, and I realized that about myself. And so I as much as I don't love that, I have to limit that contact. And that's nothing against the person. It's just the chemistry is off. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Sean, if I were to go to Skid Row, how could I be vegan? Well, remember, you'd be connected with, if you went with me, you'd be connected with Union Rescue Mission. So there's always that opportunity, right? Bring in your own food, that kind of stuff, for sure. Yeah, you know what? Okay, interesting. Memories we had will always make me happy and bring me joy, but it was sad how it ended. But that could be life. You know what? It's funny though, guys, too. Sometimes we ascribe memories to sadness, but I think the memories of like goodness kind of keeps the door open too, because people do definitely change. Sometimes for the worse, but oftentimes for the better. Where you come back a couple of years later and you're like, oh man, you're actually a normal human being again. Thank you. Let's hang out. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Super interesting, hey? People. Oh, people. People are funny. People are different. This is great, guys. Huh. Yeah, very interesting. You guys, there's again, recorded listeners, I'm not, maybe I won't even catch you up, but interesting. I had a friend where I loved our time together, but it soon became talking about things that weren't right with my soul. Isn't that interesting, hey? Missing can be part of moving on. Yeah, there's got to be growth, maturity. Yeah, you guys, again, I love the wisdom here. I'm going to leave this chat up for a little bit too, because I mean, we're not calling out any person, so that's the key. But it's also like we're trying to wisely maneuver relationships here. That's kind of a super key thing. It's yeah, you need to be surrounded with people who actually not just say nice things. I don't know if you guys ever saw Justin Bieber's behind the scenes something. I can't even remember what it was called, but he was having such a hard time initially. This is years ago, where the only people around him were like, man, you're so awesome, you're so good, you're so awesome, you're so good. You don't need people like that either, because I think that's really tough. And I just remember the one scene, he walked into a door, and I mean, in a normal relationship, you'd get laughed at, let's be honest. But the people around him were like, oh man, Justin, that door is so dumb. Like that door's the dumbest thing in the world. It's not you. You're super awesome. You don't need people like that, but actually people who are healthy that you're around, that's a huge blessing. Huge blessing. Oh goodness, I think we found a really good community here today. Thanks for the real talk. I like the real talk. I'm not even going to mention it. I just think, again, this has been huge. You have great relationships. Yeah, that's the pursuit too, especially in these days. Well, just any day. Hey, goofballs, I'm gonna head out, but I love this. Have for the first time in a while no ideas on where we're going on Friday. So if you have ideas, what you want to talk about? Oh, is it a day for clearing the temple? Because I know one of you suggested that, and I think that's awesome. If you have a thing that you'd like just as the word that's out there on Friday, can you either email me, text me, Insta me, whatever, shoot me that line. Can you leave the chat up for a while after? I think I'd love to. I think YouTube takes it down though as soon as I hit nope rope. Can we do a day for other religions? Let me think that through in my brain, because that one's always, I want to do that justice. I don't want to just run at that one, because that's like, yeah, sounds good. Oh, hey, moving day tomorrow. No, that sounds good. I'll pull some ideas from here too, but if you have something that's like that would be really where temple. Oh, guys, just had a thought. Would everyone be able to have access to Discord? Because that's where we could do group chat. Just the duck. You go and you do your thing, man. Go move. We'll think about you. We'll make lots of comments about you tomorrow. Why don't we talk about the temple? Are you guys cool if we talk about temple tomorrow? That would be really fun. Okay, we're doing temple. Oh man, super intimidating. That's awesome. Let's go to the temple. Oh man. Okay, guys, we'll leave the Discord for right now, but let's kind of talk about that. Thanks for the community today. This is a good space. I hate to sign off, but can we have a crusade, Sean? Oh man, you guys, this is so good. You guys go have a good day. I mean that. If you want to watch some things for perspective, absolutely go do it. We'll chat with you guys here soon. I'm gonna go have breakfast because I hear that's important. All right, guys, have a great day. We'll catch you soon.